Okay, Scheherazade is trying to make it to Pan Pan. Any reason she can't? Love Struck is gone. Respected is not at all bad. I see no reason to start heading that way. Or not to. No seamanship, so I'm not very good at moving on sea. So we'll go 1, 2, and then 1 by sea. We get a sea card. No, we get a Sucho. Okay. That goes here. Lots and lots of points. Everybody should be aware they're not playing a quest game. They're, almost certainly good enough to win. Well, I've got 10 and 10 instead of the 12, so yeah, I am ready. And we'll make our move back. Nothing can be done. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Over to a city. 56. +2 for outside. +2 for destiny. Ends up a 5. It's going to be a house fire. Gee. Now, I'm on my way out of here, and a void sounds like a really good idea. But I'll tell you this, I'm afraid of a void. Because I know that there's a result there where you get caught trying to avoid it, and it's bad. So I'm going to pray instead, which doesn't sound too different, but I have piety. 680, 681, which is getting close, so I may be in as much danger. You kneel and pray quietly while others are rushing around. The fire is brought under control. As far as your actions, do I have appearance? No. And that's important because this is a mandatory. Who knows but that they were not as important as the rest, the prayers. I get a D1 and an S1. Nothing bad happens. That's great. So now I'm over on yellow, who's trying to find this hag. I guess over here. Right, 1322. Is that the closest? It had to be in the civilized area of forest. This looks closer. 1, 2, 3. I make it to Bulgars. It's not what I want, but okay. And I get a special card, so nothing happens. Over here, purple. Purple did not quite make it to their victory conditions. They thought they were going to. With 4 movement, we want to make it down. 1, 2, 3, 4 to C. Can I? I want to make sure I've got that outlaw status. Okay, I'm all right. I'm a respected outlaw. Adrianople, Tana. I can take a status. I'll throw Tana away. None of it really matters at this point, I don't think. Okay, blue is heading for what? Pan Pan. Okay. 1, 2, 3 into Pan Pan now. After she has an encounter there, she's got to go back home. Oh, it's the barber in a city. 68. Okay. So out here, I'm just at +2, +3. There's a chance I might meet him, I think. And I do. 8. The barber. This incredibly garrulous fellow drove a young prince almost to the point of suicide or murder with his incessant butting in and chatter. However, behind the mask of inanity, there lurked a sharp mind, a warm heart, and a true mystic ability. He looks kind of nasty, but it sounds like he's nice. So, maybe we chat with him. Maybe we'll learn some new stories, eh? So what am I looking up? Barber is on K. There he is. I can avoid, prey, attack, bargain. I will bargain with him. 1168. And 1168 it is. I have no master skill abilities. I don't think this is a good choice. I remember him being really evil, actually. He doesn't sound it, but... You beg Allah for deliverance from this chattering old man. In return, you vow to observe your devotions and be charitable to all. Do I have luck? I do not. It's not under that pile there. Allah must feel you are in need of a trial. The old man swears to stay by you and give advice. You weep. D1, grief-stricken, or D-1, grief-stricken, 7 or less. Well, I'm not done with my turn yet, so I'm not allowed to roll. So we have to see what grief-stricken does. Grief-stricken is 128, it looks like. The tragedy I've undergone has left me with a broken heart and tears into my eyes. While grief-stricken, I cannot use any talent level skills. Master skills are used at talent level. I can spend 2 destiny. If I spend 2 destiny and have storytelling, I can make another player in my space grief-stricken as well. When my story total is 8 or more, I lose the status. If I already have 8 or more, if I gain another one, I lose it. Well, I'm going to still do my Pan card. I don't know what it does, but 6, I become on pilgrimage. Okay. I roll 2 dice for my grief-stricken, and I don't keep it. Oops. But I have to pick a pilgrimage place now. Now, I can pick any place not within 3 of Mecca, but I kind of want to go to Suchao up here. So why don't we make that our new destination for our pilgrimage? You know, I mean, although we do know that someone's close to winning, we don't feel like there's much we can do about them. We could spend a fortune in destiny to maybe make an attack on them. It's just not worth it. In some ways, it's better to let somebody win than play that out. Okay, so indeed, she's going to go with her movement of 4. 1, 2, 3 into Baghdad. Potential encounter. She's still crippled. No encounter. I throw the card, and I declare that I'm winning. Which means if nobody knocks me out of that position by the end of the next turn, or by the beginning of my next turn, I do indeed win. So we'll run through that. Over here, yellow. Got anything? Not really. What about abilities? Can I attack with any of my abilities? I mean, they're all talent level. I'd have to throw away a lot of destiny. Now, I don't mind throwing destiny away because I'm not really a person. So I have stealth and stealing, minor magic, weapon use, major magic. Major magic lets me give any status I wish. So let's see if I can get to them. I have a movement of 3 overland. Well, I do not make it. And I get another special card. I can screw with the deck. Let's get rid of this. It's not as worthwhile. But unless something happens, I'm not going to have an opportunity to interfere. Purple. Maybe. I have weapons use. Basically, there aren't a lot of abilities that you can really screw someone with. Love struck or envious. Envious makes it can't win. Do I have appearance? No. Beguiling is enslaved. I think you can win when you're enslaved. Luck, you get to steal wealth. The two magics are potential, but I don't have either of them. Piety I can give on pilgrimage. Okay. I guess we do that. So we go up here. We play a draw because we have to have a possible event. We might get stopped. That puts us to 24. Now we're fated, which means somebody else gets to pick what's going to happen to us. And we don't want anything too good or bad to happen. So we're just going to give him a hideous beggar C because he's not being chosen by the person who's winning. I don't know how you choose. It's like person to the left or right. So hideous beggar C. Now I'm respected. That allows me to do something there. 137. See how it kind of piles up and starts getting annoying where you got so many things to look up. I can re-roll. Okay. And I have the enduring hardship. I have fated outlaw. Okay. Well, if I don't hide from this, what kind of beggar was it? Shit, I don't remember. Hideous. If I don't avoid it, I've got a problem. So I'm going to avoid it so I have no encounter, because otherwise I get arrested immediately. And now I'm going to do my thing. And I do my thing by spending my piety. I'm master level, so I only have to spend 2 destiny for this. And destiny doesn't actually matter to me. And I've given him on pilgrimage status. He has to pick himself, or she has to pick herself a destination at least 3 away from Mecca. I think more than 3 away. We'll put it there. That's where my pilgrimage has to go. So I've got a little bit more work to do. I got to shoot down here and then shoot back to Mecca and then go back to Baghdad. Ugh. Kind of annoying, to tell you the truth. It's kind of like the rover play when you're playing Rail Baron. So that ends that, and it puts it over here. Now this can be kind of exciting when that stuff happens, or it can just be, geez, you're making the game longer for no reason, you know. And it really depends on the group how you feel about it. Right now I feel kind of like, geez, it's gone long enough, right? Shahrazad's pilgrimage is not a good thing. I don't want it all the way up here because I got to go here. So I'm going to make this my destination actually. So my pilgrimage is actually going to be home. Then I got to go back to Mecca. Then I got to go back home. Because every time I go somewhere I got to go home. So let's do that instead. 1, 2, that's as far as I can go. Oh, I can't have an encounter in the... I can't have an encounter here and then one here. I may have cheated and had one in Serinj and then moved on to Pan. We won't think about that too much. My pipe's not staying lit, the damp weather. Green here, on pilgrimage. 1, 2, 3. I'm crippled, but I can do that. I make it here, I have to have an encounter. I have one with an Ifrit. Table 84. I didn't check my respected to see if I lost it last time. Yeah, I was not keeping that. Okay. So now 84, my Ifrit, and the main thing I want to do is not get screwed, right? So I'm at +2 for my destiny, +4. We get a 10. It's a vengeful Ifrit, and it's table B. He'll heal me if I get a Q:S, but the main thing I want to do is avoid him. 261, 260. Let's see if it worked. The other whips out his sword. No mercy, he cries, and skillfully presses his attack. I can flee or stand and fight. If I flee, I take D1, wounded 7 or less, and scorned. If I fight, I roll and add 2 for determination and weapons use, neither of which I have, which means I could end up about as bad. It looks like I want to fight. And if I get a 9 or better, things end up better. So I struggle bravely, but I'm overcome. I take D1 and a wounded of 6 or less. I don't have a skill set. There we go. Okay. But now my pilgrimage says I have to go to Mecca. And let me check to see if I keep my wounded. I do not, so I'm not going to look it up. All right. Over here, yellow. What's he doing? Well, his destination's here. He's close to winning the game. In he goes. Oh, no, he's not the one who's close. Wow, that sucks. Okay. Let us see if he has an encounter in that forest. He doesn't. I don't want to go to Bulgars. Okay. Well, I got to kick around and wait and see if I solve my puzzle. This guy's got to go to this mountain, I guess, to meet a wizard. And his movement is 4 no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4. I make it here. This is a +4, +6, +8 to the die roll if I had one. Zaila. I don't know where that is. All right. So back to Scheherazade with only 2 C movement. And C is 82. I have +1, +2, +3. Puts me to 7. Beautiful shoals. Gee. I'm going to examine them. 661. 661. My back's beginning to kill me from flipping through this thing standing. Wilderness lore or scholarship, and these are mandatory. I don't think so. You offer thankful praise upon Allah for bringing you this uplifting vision. S1, D1, piety. Is there more piety? There is. That's good because I'm on a pilgrimage and I'm going to get more. Okay, and that's all I get there. That puts me over to this green-blue heading, geez, with a movement of 3. I'll go here to Baghdad. I got a problem. We're on the 2nd deck now, and I reshuffle the deck. The 2nd deck's important because these characters, instead of being the 1st deck, they go to the 2nd deck. It may change some of the, adjectives a little bit on the characters. Okay, so this is her drawing in Baghdad. It's a city. It's 12. Anything affecting her? I don't think so. 12, huh? +2 for destiny. That's it. 8. A crafty Ifrit B. Is it the right type? It's male. could be important because I could court it. But the thing is, I'm trying to get through as quickly as possible at this point. So I'm going to try to avoid it, which is 381. 380. I'm just trying to get to the end of the game. Your opponent is far too awesome to escape or beat. No matter where you turn, he's there grinning. Major magic or celestial planisphere. I do not have either. Oh, I have major magic. Boom, let's do that. You essay a powerful and dangerous spell to end the torment. After a long confrontation with the other to which magic power flies like rain, you each withdraw. You know the conflict is far from over. D3... S2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Accursed, fated, and pursued. Okay. Accursed is 111. This is terrible. I've fallen into a terrible curse with bad luck to follow me. Another player gives me the number in place of any die roll whenever I roll one. Whenever I have to roll a die, that player declares what roll I rolled. After a person gives me a number, I roll a die, and if I'm within one of their number, I keep the status. Otherwise, I lose it. Also, if I get a Q:S, it goes away. Okay, that's not terrible. What were the others? Fated. We kind of know what that does, right? The other person gets to pick. Can't read. Do not roll to determine who you meet on an encounter. The other person picks it. I need a Q:S to lose that. I don't know if I've gotten one over here, man. You know, remembering all these status is just beyond me. And then what was the other one? Pursued. 136. It's hard enough remembering them when you're just playing one character. And yeah, I'm pushing it here, but due to your great fortune, you got a jealous foe. Each time you have an encounter, vengeful is a possible result. You don't roll a die, the being is vengeful. If you get a Q:S with a vengeful being, you lose the status. Okay, big deal. I guess. I don't know. None of that stops me from winning. So now I've completed my pilgrimage. 134. Right? Yeah. So I get 2 destiny and a story. And it's actually 2 story because I'm still crippled. I also receive piety at a level higher. I have now master level piety. And that's it. Okay. It's going to be tough to beat him because the piety thing isn't going to work anymore. I can just shrug that off and spend 2 destiny to prevent that. That puts us over here, whoever this is, Yeller. Yeller has what as a goal? I don't know. I'm sitting on my destination looking for a hag. All right, I'm in a forest. Instead, I meet an Efreet, 88B. Okay, I am at +2 for my destiny. 4. I meet a bumbling Efreet. What do I want to do? I'm going to attack it. 418. I have enduring hardship at master level, so I can ask for whether that's in play. God. I do not see it. I get even. You come upon your opponent and defeat him easily. Quick thinking, acting in disguise. Nope. As I'm looting the body, a shadow looms over me. I have merely defeated the servant who was sent to test me. The master is yet to be faced. I may surrender or fight. If I surrender, he demands to take place of the slain servant. I get D1, enslaved, wealth -1, minimum poor. If I fight, I roll 2 dice and add 1 for weapon use and luck. I'll fight. 2 dice plus 1 for weapon use. 5, I'm cruelly thrashed. D1, crippled. And I lose weapon use and I think it was appearance. Now I can try to meet my hag. And yeah, this has stopped being fun pretty quickly. 1322. Add 1 for each additional quest card. That's +3. Do I have seduction? Definitely not. Why would I seduce a hag? She knows magic. I'm ensorcelled. Q:(X). So Q:(X) says I draw another one. I'm going to have to meet an Efrete, which is 1310. Found in Tana or the mountain next to Adrianople with a black number. I'm somewhere near Adrianople. We'll go. Any of these mountains with a black number next to Adrianople work. Those are all the mountains next to Adrianople. I don't know, let's go here. Alright, what's going on? Ensorcelled. Some shit like that. One problem is the game, in this version at least, didn't come with enough counters to handle all the statuses that you need if you're playing the multiple status game. So, I don't know. I gotta find something to use for one. I'll use a skill 1 use. Ensorcelled, we don't know what that does. 125. God. At this point, if I was feeling like this playing in a game with others, we probably all would be feeling pretty depressed with continuing and would just stop. But of course, I'm doing this on video, so I cannot somehow. You've been put under a spell, la la la. Another player determines where I move. At the end of my turn, me and the other player roll a die. If I roll higher, I lose the status. Good luck if I remember any of this. I'm going to have to look it up each time I take a turn from now on. Okay, that goes to purple. Purple's looking for his final thing. He's just got to get something that's not a stupid card that doesn't do it. Alrighty. We're here. And I'm walking away for a while. Okay, blue-green did not need to do anything particular, so we're actually... Oh, she still has to go to Mecca. No. I got rid of the on pilgrimage. So we're actually on the last player possible here, who I don't think is anywhere nearby and can do anything about it. Which means the game's essentially over. I could play out another Scheherazade turn, but I see no point to it. So, I mean, the victory was declared last turn. Nobody could do anything about it. So we're going to call this here. As you can see, it gets pretty damn tedious playing it alone. It's kind of it's a different situation when you're playing with a bunch of people, and it's a different situation when you're playing it solitaire, to tell you the truth, when you're playing just a one-player solitaire. It's also a different situation when you're not filming it and playing it solitaire. When you're playing solitaire, it's probably kind of equivalent to a B-17 or Hunters type game. There aren't a lot of decisions to make, There's more than B-17, maybe less interesting ones than hunters. The problem is, of course, if you're playing it solo, you're wasting a playing that you could be doing opposed, because there are only so many playings that you can enjoy of this game, because the paragraph book does run out. One of the things I have to say is paragraph games have been among my favorite solo games, but the two that really hooked me were the first one, Voyage of the Pandora, and good old Ambush and its relatives that or expansions and whatever. Those are the ones that really hooked me the most. Stainless Steel Rat was okay, and each of those allowed you to do something. You read the paragraph, and there was something you did based on that paragraph. It opened up a world for you. In the case of Voyage of the Pandora, it moves the scenario along in terms of Ambush. Stainless Steel Rat, it gives you clues and such not, but it sets up combats and things like that that you have to handle tactically. This game does nothing like that. This game just runs you through the paragraphs, and it becomes more of a choose-your-own-adventure story on a board than anything else. And I think that's where it falls weaker as a solitaire game than those other solo games that I enjoy. Now, as a multiplayer game, it's still a lot of fun, because reading these things, seeing what happens to each other is pretty cool. I'm sure I'll get to those points again in the review. I just wanted to babble a little bit. Anyway, I'm not going to take Scheherazad's turn. I'm just going to send it up, because she can't possibly reach and have any effect. So, that is that. And, in terms of analysis, it's really a hard thing to do, but what we see, actually, is someone won with the base victory conditions, whereas the people with the quests did not win. I say sometimes the quests are easier to win. This guy was ahead at one point in the game, there's no question. This guy never got off the ground with his quests, just like here. She never made it past... never made it to her victory conditions, much less getting to the racing to Baghdad type thing. But she made it a couple of times to Baghdad with her victory conditions, got stopped once. So, it's not that unbalanced, whatever it is. I found the merchant game tough, especially if there's two merchants in the game. But it's not even terribly easy even with one. You kind of have to get really lucky on your draws of the merchant counters. All right, let's send it up.